we starting? Oh. Merry meet and welcome back to Delos, everybody. My name is Tony and...
I am Tasa. Last week we talked a little bit about the history of astrology, but today we begin our walk through the natal chart starting with the sun.
And before any Leos out there get a little bit too excited, this episode is not about you.
Shut up about the sun! Shut up about the sun!
The sun has been at the very heart of worship since ancient times. They believed the sun was an all-powerful creator and giver of life, which of course, no life on earth would exist without it. To the ancient Egyptians, for example, Ra, the sun, was at the head of the Egyptian pantheon. It was said that Ra took various forms for all the different aspects of the sun. There was Khepri, the rising sun, Atum, the setting sun, Ra, which was noon, the sun's peak, and Aten, the visible disk of the sun. The last of the aspects, Aten, actually became the supreme being under the rule of the great pharaoh Akhenaten.
Planetary archetypes played a dominant role in the early religions of man. These heavenly beings mystified the ancients with their constant changes, patterns, and almost distinct personalities, you could even say. In fact, these archetypes are still rooted in our psyche, whether we take notice of them or not. It is not uncommon today to still describe someone as being mercurial, from the obvious Mercury, or even jovial, from Jove, another name for Jupiter. Words like Venusian, Saturnine, Plutonian have made their ways into our language as embodiments of a persona. The planetary archetypes can be applied to isolated aspects of the personality. Mercury is your thinking, Venus is our love, and so forth. The sun in this case can also come to represent the things that inspire us, what music moves us, and what fuels us. The ancient Greeks honored the god Apollo, the patron deity of truth, the arts, and prophecy, as the sun is all revealing. Something interesting I also noticed is that the metal associated with the sun was gold, and sacred herbs offered were myrrh and frankincense. For those of you not too familiar with the Gospels, gold, frankincense, and myrrh were offered to the infant Jesus by the three kings, a name which we learned in our last video referred to the constellation of Orion. This strengthens the idea that the biblical story is actually an allegory of heavenly bodies instead of heavenly people.
The sun enters a new sign once a month, moving through the 12 signs of the zodiac within 1 year. The same way that the planets revolve around the sun in our solar system, we seek our life's purpose from the sun in our natal charts. The sun is our ego. It is also the adult that comes to control the inner child within us. This is why the sun can also represent the paternal influence in our lives. The sun can come to represent our self-expression. For most of us, it's the only sign that we know about ourselves. Most people aren't even aware of there being other placements within you, as if the sun was like an end-all be-all. The sun is there as a starting point to how we will project ourselves onto this world and those around us.
The sun can serve as a sort of celestial flashlight when used to navigate the soul, shining a light on everything it touches. Astrologically speaking, the sun represents the conscious ego, the self, and expression. Personal power, pride, authority, and even your sense of leadership you can look to the sun for a good idea of. Whenever we're feeling lost or confused, focusing on your sun sign will help us to find our spiritual truths. That being said, it expresses certain truths and behavioral patterns, such as Libra's infamous indecision.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
And Virgo's critical nature.
Don't
Shorten your
compare
dress. They would
yourself
never-
to me.
they would
ever.
never make you
You
walk
are
in a
not
dress
on my
that
level,
much
Nicole.
longer.
You never will be on my level. Do not compare yourself to me.
It can also pave the way for our sense of identity and the way in which we perceive the world and other people, the set of lenses that we interpret our realities from. Depending on where the sun was during the time of your birth, personally, I think it was this aspect of the many-rayed sun that influenced the way that you would first see your own persona. The sun helps us to establish the I part of ourselves. It is the great I am of your chart and the revealed nature of the personality. The sun, unlike the moon, are all of the cards that we hold in front of our hands and show to other people. The moon would be the cards we keep close to our chest, showing only those we trust the most. The sun, I also feel, is your way of being that worked for you, and you confidently or comfortably asserted this throughout your life as well.
When I think of the sun, I think of what's being shown on the surface. The sun is for our outward appearance to the world. It initially shows us our major personality traits, habits, ways of thinking, and our conscious ego. When someone asks you, "Who are you?" we can look to our sun sign to answer that question. We're basically giving them the obvious traits that we show immediately to a person. Unlike the moon sign, which is more of a personal hidden side of ourselves, the sun sign, just to compare, is like the cover of a book, giving you a taste of who we are and what we're kind of like before diving deeper into the pages within and seeing all the other complex layers we have beneath.
As brilliant as the sun can be, we also have to be careful of the egocentricity that we are prone to given our sun sign. That is, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. As a Libra, we must be careful to stop playing fucking devil's advocate for everything, for example, or Pisces, who needs to stop trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. The negative aspects or shadows of each sign must be acknowledged, or, once again, as a Libra, one can become too lost in our own cause of justice, we become blind to the injustice done to others in the process.
Tell Sassy, I wanted to know he was me.
The sun is there to highlight your greatest assets, but it's also to expose you to your own greatest weaknesses, and by doing so, you begin your journey of self-mastery.
The same way that no one has one nature, we should keep in mind that not only one sign is at work within your personality. Life isn't so black and white, and as a student of astrology, we should always keep in mind that people are people.
Of course, nature versus nurture should always be considered, but your sun sign is usually a pretty good guess of the quirks you're predisposed to. You know, like how Aries loves to win.
Win! Win! Win!
Virgos loves to be right.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
And Gemini loves to lie.
I came here for you. When I get on with my life, I want you with me.
You're a thief and a liar.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Next week, we're going to talk about your moon sign, which means
all the little dirty secrets come boiling to the surface. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.
So now that we've learned about the sun, in the comments, tell us what aspects of yourself do you relate to your sun sign.
And that being said, marry me,
Merry Fort.
and merry meet again.